Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today, Rogue One is almost upon us. It's Tuesday night now, about 8 o'clock, so in about 30 hours time, at say 5 past midnight on Thursday morning, first viewings will start here in the UK. Have to say, I'm really psyched for it. Haven't got my tickets yet, I'm going to do that very soon, and hopefully see it on Sunday. So what can we expect to see? Obviously, all the stuff we saw in the trailers. Now, hopefully, it'll be like The Force Awakens, in that although there was loads of stuff in the trailers, there was loads of stuff that wasn't in the trailers. That was a complete surprise. Obviously, with The Force Awakens, they kept essentially the entire plot under wraps. Not the case with Rogue One, because we know essentially what happens. It's just really the detail that we're missing out on. But yes, it should be absolutely fascinating. We're going to see things that we have seen before, just not on the screen. I'm thinking here particularly of things like the Star Destroyer hovering over Jeddah. We saw that image first, way back in the very first episode of Star Wars Rebels, with the Star Destroyer flying past Ezra to hover over Lothal City. Capital City, whatever it's called, I'm not sure. And we've obviously seen that in several other places also in the comics. In the Star Wars comic, when the guys are attacking the weapons factory and Carbon turns up, there's a Star Destroyer in the background hovering, and it's been in several others as well. Also, well, there's one Rebels connection for you. Also, there's that rumoured appearance by the Ghost, or a ship that looks very much like it. Let's hope it doesn't get destroyed, because that would be bad news for the guys on the cast. But also I'm thinking they're bringing other elements together. You know how we saw in, I think it was Showdown on Smuggler's Moon, Gracchus's palace was clearly a mix of, say, Tatooine and Coruscant Jedi Temple styles, showing that kind of architecture across the franchise. So there's that panning shot we see in the trailers of the big building in the background with all the forest and that great big long avenue that leads up to it. We've seen that image in Rebels again. In fact, I think we see it a few times in that show, a great big long avenue that leads to a massive Imperial installation. So it's good that we're seeing that replicated here also. Very interesting. They're tying so many small details that you don't think about together. And like I say, it's going to be an Easter egg hunt, I reckon. Not just for standard Star Wars references, but things from, say, Star Wars Rebels and the types of images that we have seen previously in those pages. There's one other thing. Remember the Princess Leia one-shot? That fantastic character, Ivan Verlaine, who's also mentioned briefly in the propaganda book we looked at the other day. Well, there was sets of trading cards obviously have been released, and sometimes there's spoilers in there. That's usually how you learn character names. There is one of a Resistance female human pilot with long blonde hair who looks just like her, Ivan Verlaine, that did not have any name. So it's just called like Rebellion Pilot. So it could be that's in the little cameo, Ivan Verlaine seen on the screen. You know, that would be great because she's awesome. Absolutely loved her in that, and I'm sure you guys did as well. So yeah, going to be very interesting. Heard rumours that maybe we'll see Chopper trundling along in the background somewhere. I don't know if the Ghost is in there. That's probably all we're really going to get from the Rebels guys, other than say the visual references that we've just discussed. So yes, that's what I think we're going to see in Rogue One. The early non-spoiler reviews have been very positive, which is very encouraging, of course, with some people saying that they enjoyed it more than The Force Awakens. I absolutely loved The Force Awakens, as you know. So if that's the case, that would just be absolutely fantastic. I think it's probably because, I mean, as much as I love The Force Awakens, I'm not blind to its flaws. I mean, yes, it's another Death Star. Yes, there's the whole Leia and Chewie thing at the end. That didn't go to plan. And yes, it's like, we don't see Poe escaping. And no, he doesn't even have any dialogue with Rey. They're only in a couple of scenes together and never have any shared screen time. Those sorts of things didn't take my enjoyment away from it. I don't think Rogue One is going to really have that sort of problem because it's got to do everything all in the one film, you know? So it should be really good. Thoroughly looking forward to it. Can't wait for Sunday. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So anyway, guys, that was just my thoughts on sorts of things we can expect to see in Rogue One, other than just an amazing story. Really looking forward to seeing the droid. Really looking forward to seeing all of those guys in action. And the fact I haven't got a Chirrut Imwe figure yet, hopefully by the weekend, I'm really looking forward to seeing him too, of course. So, like I said, guys, it's almost upon us now. 2 Star Wars films in 2 years. That is, well, actually within 12 months, really, if you think about it, isn't it? That is absolutely fantastic. There was all the talk of the troubled production and all of the reshoots. Guess we'll find out. I mean, we have seen several versions of several scenes, particularly that briefing room scene, you know, like when was the last time you were in contact with your father, and like this is rebellion, isn't it? I rebel. Those scenes. Don't know what iteration of that we're going to see. It might be completely different because remember in the Force Awakens trailers, most of that dialogue never made it into the movie. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment suggestion for upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, what you think of Rogue One, what your expectations are, or like the video.